Welcome back to episode 2 of The Social Scoop. In today's episode, we'll be looking at social media communities and how to incorporate them into your 2025 plans. So let's get started. A great place to start is definitions to make sure we're on the same page. So social media communities are a group of individuals who come aligned to share those similar interests and expertise. What makes these different to your typical influencers or celebrities is that community influencers are made up of people who genuinely love your products or services. Instead, these community influencers are brand advocates, brand enthusiasts, and they really genuinely love your products and are those champions and cheerleaders that we all need in our lives. But what really sets them apart is their ability to influence within their niche spaces. They champion the brands and products they love, and they encourage others to follow suit. In 2025, these brand advocates and community influencers are set to become a really important part of social media, and they're going to be really influential on social media activity. Peer-to-peer recommendations in social media have become a really key important factor in making decisions. CrownTab found that 92% of people rely on recommendations from people they know, making it the top method for choosing products or services, surpassing all other approaches. It may feel like a blast from the past, and in some ways you're completely right. We're falling back to the power of word of mouth. We know that word of mouth has been a tactic that has been worked in marketing and has genuine actions and results. We're seeing that community and those real life genuine product users have more impact sometimes than the actual influencers. And in my countless hours of scrolling on LinkedIn, I came across a quote that really stuck with me. It said, "A humanized approach to social is the only way brands are going to survive in 2025. And it's so true. The reason why I think this is a great way to summarize social media communities is that we're looking for these human, genuine connections. And brands often push products or feel so far from the customer that we're not seeing these genuine connections. Users would much prefer to buy from a brand they know their story, they feel part of a community, over some brand that is that cold and distant. And it's this looking for that warmth on social media and having it as a two-way conversation instead of a brand just pushing content out to you." So why are these social media communities important? Well, it's really important that we look at what encompasses a community. A community is a place for people to connect, share, engage, and belong. If we break those down, connect. People want genuine connections. I feel like a broken record, but it's true. We want these real life connections. We want to feel seen. We want to feel heard. And we want to connect with those people that we feel seen and heard with. We want to share stories, whether that be a heartfelt story about how a product or service changed our life, whether it just be something that we want to share our insights into. Social media is a place where we can have these conversations. And if you're not facilitating these in your comments, in your newsletters, or in your own community hubs, you're missing out on a real place to encourage your users to share those real life stories. And that links into engage. Engage means that we simply want to make connections. We want to engage with those who we feel seen and heard by. And as you can tell, it all links in together. And lastly, my favourite part of the communities is belong. I come from a long history of online communities, and the belong part is one that I hold close to my heart. The reason why is that social media is a great place to find people who you feel safe with. We know social media, we know it's a vast world, but the feeling of a belonging is a human interaction that we all crave, and that belonging can happen online. As someone who in 2019 started her career in social and has grew it via communities, I saw this belonging become a really important factor of how to nurture and grow communities. If you make sure that your community feels like they belong, you will have those brand advocates, you will have those brand enthusiasts that you were looking for. And it's how we create this belonging and making sure that it's a safe place for all walks of life to be a part of our communities. Because the human truth is that we're searching for these genuine connections through all of life. And social media is just one outlet. And it goes back to personalization over anything else. Making sure that your social media and your communities are personalized for those individuals who want to be seen and feel part of that community. A really important key factor that we've seen the shift in this is our comment sections. Comment typically were on brand posts, users would share their insights, and brands typically wouldn't get involved. But there's been a real shift this year, and one that I'm here for. As you can see by the examples on the screen, brands like Duolingo and Ryanair have really took to their communities and took to their comments to connect with them. Duolingo has a great approach where here we can see different brands connecting. We see Nerf, we see TikTok, all connecting with Duolingo in the comments. And it's past brands as well. Users also additionally get involved and Duolingo comments back. What we can see here is that Duolingo is becoming a part of their community. People see Duolingo as a key character within that community. They feel connected. They feel like they belong because they're talking within the comments. They're sharing insights. It's making sure that those 4 points are always incorporated into your social media when looking to grow communities. We then have a different approach with Ryanair, where Ryanair has a bit more of a controversial approach maybe. Depends who you are. Either way, Ryanair has become known for its sassiness on social media and having these clapbacks that make people talk about them. Again, the brand has a personality. They're a part of a community. Whether you agree or not, people go to Ryanair and comment in hope for a response back. And it's looking at how we build these interactions and what those interactions look like to encourage users to feel part of a community. So how do you make this shift? To make this shift, brands must focus from a one-way marketing to a two-way conversation engagement with their customers. Gone are the days where you're just throwing stuff onto social media. How is this a conversation? In real life, if you have a conversation where only one person is talking, I don't know about you, but I tap out very quickly. If the same applies to social media, if you're just throwing content at people, they're not going to engage. So make sure that it's a two-way conversation and you're encouraging users along every step of the way to get involved, whether that be in your comments, your direct messages, anywhere that you have. What is the conversation that's being sparked? Building these relations with communities is key for this long-term relationship and success in building and nurturing your community. It's like looking at building conversations instead of pushing products. And it's also knowing your platforms. And on the screen, we have a lovely graph. What this shows us that from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, there are different key areas across social media where communities are forming. For example, YouTube and gaming is popular, and we'll see communities being built in the comments. On TikTok, we're seeing a growing makeup and beauty care community being created with the comments filled of individuals full of love, joy, and enthusiasm for the products. What this shows us is that your platform choice matters in terms of building that community and how your influencers and marketing efforts can align. So how do we do this and how do we start building this community? Well, so as a little takeaway for today, I want to look at some content types and what it looks like when we look at community-driven content. So this looks like resources. What training material, what educational content can you share with your user that provides them insight? Can it spark any conversation? Is there anything that they think that should be added into this content? It's always looking for those conversational starters. Community giveaways, community campaigns. When we look at giveaways are a great way to give back to your community. But differently, community campaigns. Instead of going out to influencers, can there be a campaign where your community members can get involved and give that money back and look at paid opportunities there? Is there exclusive offers for your community? Is there a community newsletter where they get the key information before anyone else, giving them the exclusive invites to all the latest updates? And then lastly, Instagram Lives. Can you connect via live with your consumer? And what does that look like? So those key takeaways, if you're taking away anything today, the shift in social media and the importance of community has happened. And in 2025, it's going to get stronger. It's making sure that you're not relying on traditional marketing methods, such as influencer, and looking at ways that you can bring your community and those real life, genuine product lovers, users of your products or services into your funnel. The impact of turning your customers into your community is unknown, but we're seeing brands who are doing it and having great results. I really recommend, if you're looking at creating a community online, reach out, we can have a chat and we'll figure out how to do it together. Thank you so much for joining for the episode 2 of The Social Scoop. I'll be back shortly with the next episode, but in the meantime, please do feel free to reach out. Let me know in your comments if there's anything additionally that you think is being missing today. Do you love communities? Are you struggling to build yours? Let me know. Let's talk. Until then, bye.